In a story, there is a kingdom called Aurea. The king and his knights try to fight a dragon, but the dragon wins. Many years later, in a far place, two sisters, Floria and Elodie, help their people during a hard winter. One day, a nun comes and says Elodie is chosen to marry a prince from Aurea. Elodie doesn't want to go, but she agrees to help her town. They travel to Aurea and see a beautiful castle and land. Elodie sees another girl, but doesn't get to meet her. That night, Elodie sees lights on a mountain. The next day, she meets the prince and they talk nicely. Elodie wonders about the lights she saw on the mountain. Prince Henry tells Elodie about a special tradition that happens the same day as their wedding. Meanwhile, Lord Bayford is unhappy after talking with Queen Isabel. Lady Bayford finds out that Queen Isabel thinks the marriage is just a business deal for money and doesn't really care about the families getting closer. Lady Bayford feels something is wrong and wants to stop the wedding, but they don't get to talk more because Lord Bayford sends them to bed. On the wedding day, Elodie gets ready with a special dress, a blunt dagger, and a perfume. She marries Henry, they kiss, and she gets a crown. Then, Henry takes her to a mountain for a ceremony. There, they meet people in gold masks and Queen Isabel dressed like a nun. Isabel tells a story about their ancestors and a dragon. Long ago, the dragon attacked the village, and the king had to give up his daughters to make peace with the dragon. At the ceremony, Isabel cuts Henry's and Elodie's hands, mixes their blood, and says Elodie is now officially part of the royal family. Elodie is part of a ritual where she thinks throwing a coin into a chasm is the end. But then, Henry surprises her by throwing her into the chasm too. She falls, gets hurt, but survives. Alone and scared, Elodie realizes that this has happened to many girls before her because she finds jewelry that isn't hers. Then, she finds a dying bird on fire and sees more birds like it. She tries to escape but meets a dragon. The dragon says the royal family must pay a price, and it knows Elodie is part of that family because of her blood. Elodie tries to run away, finds a dead girl she saw before, and escapes the dragon's fire by hiding. She gets hurt but survives. Elodie uses a knife to cut her dress and bandage her leg, showing she's brave and determined to survive. Elodie uses a diffuser as a lantern to see in the dark. She finds a narrow path and crawls through it, even though her dress gets stuck. She keeps going even after the light goes out, and finally sees some light at the end. She jumps across a cliff and uses a dagger to climb when she slips. She finds glowing slugs and uses them as a light source. Elodie tries to drink from a lake, but the water tastes bad. Then, she catches water dripping from melting ice. Suddenly, the dragon breaks through the ice, but Elodie escapes into a smaller tunnel. She finds a safe spot with messages from past victims, including a girl named Victoria. Elodie feels sad for them and tries to rest, seeing the ghosts of the sacrifices around her. Elodie dreams Victoria tells her something important, then wakes up to find slugs healing her leg. She learns slugs have special healing slime. Feeling better, Elodie finds a map made by someone who escaped. The map tells her how to leave the cave. She follows the map, leaves her name on the wall, and finds the exit with the help of crystals and music. She sees a crown left by Victoria, who escaped before. Climbing up, Elodie almost falls but manages to reach the top. However, she finds herself stuck on a high mountain hole. Trying to get help, she is blocked by the dragon. Then, she sees a message saying, "Not safe," and realizes Victoria didn't escape. Lord Bayford arrives with knights to rescue her. Elodie follows their voices to find them. Elodie finds a nest with dead baby dragons and realizes the dragon was seeking revenge because the king killed her babies. The royal family has been tricking the dragon by offering women as sacrifices. Elodie hides when her father and his men face the dragon. The dragon kills 2 knights and confronts Lord Bayford, who tries to save Elodie but is killed by the dragon. Elodie escapes while the dragon is distracted, saying goodbye to her father. She climbs out of the cave, avoids the dragon's fire, and tricks the dragon with a horse to escape. The dragon creates a storm, showing a deal is broken. Queen Isabel plans to kidnap Elodie's sister, Floria. Lady Bayford is hurt while trying to stop the knights. Elodie finds her and learns her sister, Floria, is in danger. Elodie rushes to save her. Floria is thrown into a chasm by Queen Isabel, but the dragon catches her to lure Elodie. Elodie quickly goes back to the dragon's cave, ready with a trap and her father's sword. The trap works, and Elodie finds Floria. They try to escape, but the dragon attacks. Elodie fights the dragon, gets hurt, but manages to hurt the dragon too. In the end, Elodie comes up with a new plan to defeat the dragon. Elodie tricks the dragon into shooting fire that bounces back and hurts the dragon. She shows the dragon her scar, proving the dragon was killing innocent girls, not royals. Elodie decides not to kill the dragon and helps her heal with slugs. At the castle, during another wedding to deceive another girl, Elodie interrupts and tells everyone they can leave. The dragon then attacks, ending the royal family's rule. Henry accepts his fate, knowing he deserves it. The castle falls, and Elodie leaves proudly. Later, Elodie, Floria, and Lady Bayford prepare to return home with treasures to help their people. They plan to lead together, and Elodie starts to see Lady Bayford as her mother. On their way home, the dragon shows respect to Elodie.